we go. Hello, it's Jan. Welcome to the stream. Start of stream. Yeah. Here we go. Maximized. I'm just gonna go in for a little bit and see, remind myself where I was at because I'm forgetting now. Start with that. Am I gonna fix my grass today? I could. I could look into that. That's definitely one of the things on my list. Okay. It seems that Steam VR has updated, so we'll see if anything broke from that. Put this here for now. Let me see in VR if I'm missing anything important. Yes, I am. It's black. Wonderful. But in the little screen we can see stuff. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay, let's leave Steam VR and try this again. Okay, this is still loading for some reason. Wonderful. This is a great start. I have to mess around with this a little bit. Yeah, it's literally just... Oh, no, I see stuff. I was gonna say, it's literally just darkness in here, but no. Okay. Home. It is loading home. Okay. May have to... This may have crashed. I may have to restart that. Sure. Let's do that, though. Yeah, it looks like... It looks like Unity did not like loading while Steam was updating, so let's just kill that real quick. There we go, and it's closed. And go back to hub, 300 years. What do you think I should do for the grass though? Do you think I should use the mesh kind of tool that you get from the terrain tools, or are you the one that liked my new D&D map video? I might be. I did like it. I don't know if I'm the one like, but I did like it. It's pretty cool. I did notice the trees was glitching a little bit, but other than that, it looks good. Isn't it just because the planes are set to billboard? Yeah, that is the issue I'm having with the grass, that it follows me around. The problem if I remove that billboard effect is that when I walk beside it, you'll see right through it. Because I'll be like seeing it from an angle. So what I'm going to have to do is have some sort of like mesh on the ground for it, and that's like a circle or something, and then I can see it from every direction no matter what. I'll look into it though. I know a few fixes for it, but I'll get back to that. Let me just start this up first. Have a little walk around. There we go. 300 years. I am in the VR. Just double check that you guys, yep, you can see what I see. You can see what I see. A ball in hand. I don't know why I'm singing Christmas songs. Is that a Christmas song? I don't even know. Alright, let's pick something up. I picked up a hoe. I'll put it in my inventory. I'll pick up this. I still have it backwards. My fork, my rake, I guess. Spear, in this case. If I let go of it, can I throw it? Yes, but like with skill, maybe. Okay. Oop. Oh, has this bug come back? It has. Okay. This is here. Okay. No, that is working. Don't know what was wrong there. Here we go. Okay. I'm sorry if I don't answer right now. I can't see any text. I'm just going to look around real quick. So, let's go over here. Turn around. So this is my house currently. It looks like I messed with the terrain at some point because like certain things are not how they should be. I don't like the terrain actually. So maybe today will be a terrain day, and then I'll mess with these weird grasses at the same time. I'll try to find a good answer to that issue that won't be too costly on the graphics card. So I hope I can find a good. I might not find one. Let's see what else. I like the little smoke over there. All right, let's go over here. Go in the house. There's also in the house furniture to add. Like you can come here, but it's empty right now. For some reason this is still glitching. It shouldn't be. The raycast should not be hitting that at all. So that's something I can fix. Be cool as well if I could like influence the doors and like push them open and stuff. Maybe that could be wait for later though. And as for this room up here, I don't hate the idea of it being like a bedroom, but I think it needs a window. Okay, so I have a few ideas of the stuff to do. And of course, there's a spear. Oh, I'm bad at this. Okay, that works better. I need to split that around. Whee! Okay. And of course the clouds, which I still haven't which I still haven't actually like learned how to do properly. I've seen a few different ways of how to make clouds, but yeah. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. I think you're right. I think I'll do some terrain related stuff today. Try to fix the grass issue, fix the terrain around the house a little bit, maybe put some like more decorations, because right now just this tree and this rock is essentially the only thing I have other than things I've made. And we'll go from there. We'll see if that takes a lot of time or not. Alright. Here we go. Now I can see the chat again. Do a proper shader like the one I sent you years ago, demonetized. I actually have a shader for grass. I was actually messing around with that today. I could use that. It's a pretty cool shader. It works pretty well. OBS is telling me that I'm going a bit loud. Is it puffing? Or just take all this off. It's fine? Okay. Yeah. Let's start on that. I'm still a bit sad that I can't in Unity like literally do terrain modifications in VR, because this kind of top-down view or scrolled in, it just isn't quite the same as being able to like literally move stuff around when you can see it in VR. Okay, let's just move it there for now. Okay, my grass is on this, right? Work interior, exterior, fixed grass, there it is. You just have to write the tool. Ooh, my brain just skipped. What are you talking about? Editing terrain while in VR. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes and no is what I'd answer to you. Like, I'm sure it's possible, but to be in VR, I'd have to be in play mode, and then any changes I do will get removed when I get out of play mode. It'd be possible, but it'd be pretty complicated. it's not a 2-hour on a Tuesday night sort of task, so I don't think I'll do that. Props. Right, terrain. Select this. Terrain. Reconnect. This is all absolutely fine. So if I go here, I currently have grass. That's what I've been placing around here. The grass is essentially a texture that they put on a billboard. So you're right, this effect is a billboard effect that is capped in the Z position, I think. Either way, rotation rather. It only turns this rotation, doesn't go that way. That's what I mean. What I can do though is new brush, no. Paint details, edit details, add detail, mesh, add grass texture. Add detail mesh, detail prefab. Okay, so I could use this and just make a circle of grass, or I could try to go down the route of the tool that I had been messing around with today, which will essentially, you draw positions for where grass grows, but the grass isn't a mesh, so it doesn't have to hold on to a whole bunch of it doesn't have to hold on to a bunch of mesh in memory. It is literally being generated by the shaders, so it's all being done on the CG side. That's definitely a thing I could do, and I just have to bring the tool over, and it's just a few copy pastes and such. It wouldn't be the end of the world. The downside to that honestly, I'm not quite sure what the downside to that. I guess the downside would be it might not look the best in VR. Would be number 1, and 2, I'm not sure it works in VR because sometimes shaders are a bit weird because of how VR works. That said, I think it'll be fine. Maybe that is the best solution. Okay, right now, if I just delete this grass. Oh, I can't? Remove? Yeah, okay, that's what I want to know. Does it delete the grass in the scene? It does. It has terrain colliders, so I should be able to access it. Okay. Alright, let me just do this first. I'm going to go into Pitchfork. I'm just going to take the attach point and rotate it like 90 degrees. Yeah, 180 rather. Have it pointing in the right direction. Maybe I'm hand down there. That's fine. Okay. Just get that out of the way because I kept thinking about it every time I picked it up and I just never fixed it. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2 is I want to get my scripts from my test scene and the shader as well from my test scene. And we'll have a test. We'll see how it works out, I guess. Just move everything on my other computer screen to hide all my secrets. Show an Explorer. This one you can see. Alright, so copy, paste. editor script is now in here, and I have literally one script in that thing. So let's go to environment. Oh, I had a cloud manager going that I got rid of at some point because it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Cool, cool, cool. Just move this over so I can see if you type anything. Okay, so we have our scripts there. Now I want my shader. So let's go to assets, art, materials, render pipeline, lighting, hands. Let's make a new one for shaders. Shaders. There we go. Ada's trying to help. She got her little paw on my hand. She's like, okay, it's gonna be okay for me. Also feed me. Grass shader matte is not what I want. If geometry grass is what I want, get the material as well. Oh, actually that shouldn't be there. Put that in materials. Let that load. It shouldn't give me any errors, but we'll find out. Here we go. Let's have just a grass thing here. And geometry grass painter, we're going to select the material I have for grass, which doesn't work here. Okay, I'm going to look into this. Why doesn't it work? Render buffer with invalid anti-aliasing. Okay, we'll recreate it. It's fine. Delete. Get rid of that. And we're going to create a material. Call it grass. And just go to custom geometry grass. There we go. It's pretty intense, so let's just do this. Take the tip here, and we'll take the darker place here. There we go. So we have our grass material that has now been created. So if we go over to our grass game object, we're going to give it the grass material on it. It must not have light that I didn't pass over the meta file. So that's fine. We're going to put the brush color to white for now. And there's supposed to be a visual on the terrain. As you can see, there isn't one, but that's fine. Ooh, that's very white. Okay. But we do now have grass. So you see the way this geometry grass painter script seems to work is it places a bunch of geometry on the ground, a bunch of little tiny pieces of mesh, and the material uses that to figure out where it's going to place the grass. However, I've moved stuff over quickly and it's not really liking that, so let me just do a few tests here. This looks better. Yeah, it does. It's very cool. I'll have to okay, this is still light. I'll have to remember the name of the person that was doing this. I've been following this person's tutorials during the day, and they're very well done. It's very cool. Let me just grab my history because I do want to grab the name of this person. I think here it is. Here. This is the channel. This is the channel of the person that I've been looking. Very good tutorials and cool tools and stuff that are linked in the descriptions of it. So like the potion shader thing is going to that I'm going to be making later on is going to be also this person that created a tutorial that I looked into when I was trying to figure out how to do that. And yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Very cool. So Minions art, good to look at. And they're the ones that made, you know, the thing I'm currently using now. Now, as for why it's coming out white, I'm not 100% sure. Let me just check one thing. I have a sneaking suspicion that I moved over a broken version of it. It is affecting it, but it's like overly saturated almost. Yeah, because this is pure white. This is not even very green, which is just not what I was seeing in my other scene. Okay, let's take a quick look at the shader for this, which unfortunately isn't the shader graph one. It's URP scripted, so in HLSL language. Looks like it gets too much light. Yeah, okay, this is the version that I removed the light information from though. Light color equals base color. Let me just remove everything. This might be the issue. Okay. Saturate one shadow base color, blah blah blah. Okay, let's just remove that. Oops. I'll keep messing around with it. It's a really cool shader, but it doesn't seem to want to work very well in this scene for some reason. Let's go ahead and remove all the alterations I had made for the scene I was in. Okay, now it's almost pure white. Material property is found another C buffer than unity from material ambient strength. Was working in my other scene though, so I'm a bit thrown off why it's not working here. Let me just see. Directional light, is that the only light in the scene? Interesting. Okay, so if I go to my grass, yeah, look at that, it's white even in there. Oh, that's not normal though. Even in the preview, it's like coming out as stupidly white. Okay, let me try something then. I'm going to go up to shader, show and explore. There we go. Shaders. And I'm going to literally replace these, both of them. The meta file as well. empty projects. Just go over to my other scene. Go to geometry grass shader, copy, replacing bolt. This might not be it. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, it did not like me doing that with the meta file. Okay. Just rebuild it, I guess. No, it isn't. Oh. Maybe the material? We're gonna go to custom, this one. Ah! See, it's not pure white anymore in here, at least. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere now. See, this is what I kind of wanted to do. So, now I gotta figure out how to fix this. It's really bizarre that it's so bright. This is the end result we want. Oops. Is that because of this? Like so. Make it bluer. Make it yellower. Max distance, min distance. Yeah, so it should at a certain point disappear, which doesn't seem to be the case, and I'm not sure why, but code is there for that. Okay, and if I bring back the things I had commented out, calculation. Okay. Maybe before I get too far into this, I should check in VR if it's like giving me the right effect or not, even if it's like the color's completely trashed. Yeah, the light doesn't affect it at all. That didn't help. What I could also do is grab her code, so maybe I messed something up, but I don't think I did that. Mission art. Sorry about that. And we're just going to go ahead and go to their website. Is this the one I want? I think it might be the one I want. No, it's not the link I want. Post about shader, geometry shader itself. Here we go. Just need to find, for URP, use this shader here instead. There we go. And download, and we are just going to use that unaltered. For some reason it came out as a text file. What? Download. Yeah, it's coming out as a text file for some reason. Sure. Rename. Rename. There we go. I should be able to grab the full extension. There we go. Rename. Remove the .txt. Yes, I'm aware I'm turning it into something else. There we go. So this is the unaltered version. And if I go up to my material, my grass material, and I go to custom and geometry grass, it looks fine here and it doesn't look right here. Sun lamp, moon lamp, I'm sorry, what? Ah, that's no longer a thing. That's not the cause of this issue. It has an effect on the grass, but not as much as I expect. Okay, let me mess around with this a little bit more. So say I have grass and I make it like gray and I paint the grass. It's still messed up. I'm a bit thrown off as to why it's acting like this, I'm not gonna lie. Because it wasn't acting like this in my other project either. Okay, I'm going to do a quick test for this. Let's say I have a new scene. It's in test. Oh, because at some point I was going to test stuff in here and couldn't figure out how to do it. Alright, alright, alright. So let's have a cube. Make our cube bigger. It has a box collider. We're going to add in a empty, and we're going to get geometry grass. We're also going to get the grass material. There we go. And put this to white. Full opacity, although I don't think that makes any difference. We're going to paint some on. Aha! See, this is what it's supposed to look like. Wonderful. Yeah. I can like add more. Okay. So this is what it's supposed to look like. So between these two, I have made nothing different in here per se. It's a difference in the scene, is what I'm thinking. So this weird effect has something to do with the scene. What could it be? What could it be? This isn't a camera thing because we're in scene. Anyway, I don't think so. Environment? I mean, maybe it's the directional light? Let's go back to test. Don't save. Let's take the directional light from here. Copy that. Maybe there's something in this that's messing with it. Go back here. Remove that one. Add a new light. Let this load in. No. No, that's not the issue. Okay, what else could it be? The grass is in here. Let's go back to test. Don't save. We're going to add a cube, make it bigger. We're going to add some grass onto the cube. Geometry with the grass. Make sure this is pure white. And just add some grass to it. We're going to grab both of these, copy them, save this scene, I'll come back to it. Go back over here, paste it in, and it's there. Okay, so it's something to do with this scene, and I'm not sure what. Perhaps the camera? It seems really weird. It's really weird if it's the camera. Or it could be a lot of things. That's the problem, isn't it? Okay. How about I grab literally the entire environment, go into test, and drag it in. Okay, so far so good. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some grass to the terrain. Everything is fine. Okay. So it's not in the environment that's causing me issues. Grab these two things, go into test. Main camera, I'm going to remove it. Directional light, I'll call it. Paste this in. Add a new directional light. Everything is fine. Okay. So it's not the XR rig. It's not the player inventory. It's not the environment. I'm running out of things. Okay. Maybe there's a lighting setting in this scene that's messing with it. That actually could be it. So, rendering lighting, scene, new lighting settings. Okay. And if I go into my scenes for test, it has nothing in lighting settings. It is set to none. Okay. So if I go back here, and I go back to here, and I set this to none, what happens? Generate lighting. Oh, I did something for lighting, didn't I? Oh. Okay. What I could do then, if it's like literally a scene issue, a lighting scene issue, is I could just make myself a new scene and move everything over there. I think I had done like bake lighting at some point because it was having trouble calculating it or something. Wait, is that 16 minutes worth of yeah, we're gonna force stop this. Cancel, yes. Okay. Okay. So, new plan. Environment, player inventory, XR rig, direction of light. So all of this, copy this. We're going to make ourselves a new scene. Actually, we could go back to the old one, can't we? Save. Oh. Ye old scene. Okay, and we're going to select everything. Move it. Paste in everything we had. Okay. Environment, and now if we go to grass. Haha, this scene has the same problem. Yeah, it had the other lighting mode. Okay. So let's purge it. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go to test scene. Don't save. So in this, oops. In this, we're going to grab this. We have these settings here. New lighting settings. And this is Highland lighting settings. This is what is currently being used. So if we go into Highland, no, and we use the lighting settings for Highland, does that work? Or is it literally that I'm not doing this? Okay, I'm just migrating everything. YOLO. Create new scene, call it Highland. We're going to select this and this, remove it, paste in all of this, and now if I go to grass, the grass does indeed appear, and it looks okay. It looks pretty good, considering I've done nothing. We're also going to make sure that YouTube understands I am indeed still doing stuff. There we go. Okay, now I've moved everything over to Highlands to test this grass. So the new question is, if I go into VR, does it still work? So let's find out. It's loading in. Just gonna put on my controllers and go into VR. Aha! So we have an issue. I don't think you can see it on your end. Here we go. But if I come up to here, in my left eye, all this looks really good. In my right eye, it is invisible. Let me show the effect. So left eye, both eyes, you'll see what I mean. So this is what I was a little bit afraid of having it done in shaders. It's probably doing a whole bunch of calculations based on the main camera, which will be the left eye. However, I'm in VR, I have two cameras, one for the right eye and one for the left eye, so I can only ever see it in my left eye, which is a shame because it actually looks pretty good. Like if I'm not looking out of my right eye, I kind of like the look of it. It's not perfect, there's a bit of weirdness to it. I still get the impression that the mesh like spawns under the ground for some reason slightly at some times, but I do like the look of it in VR. It's actually not, it's not bad. Okay. This back off. So that's my main issue. If I use this shader, I'm going to have to convert it into VR. Give me a second. I've just been seeing one thing out of one eye and not existing in the other, and it's messing with my brain. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to have to either figure out why this is happening, or else not use this method, but use the idea, which was my first idea, just making little meshes and then pasting that everywhere. I think I'm going to give it a few moments of testing. So if I go into shader, bring this over here, let's see if there's main. No, what about camera? World space camera pause. Camera distance for culling. Is that really the only time it's... What if I just don't cull it? Which is always like super good for performance. Oh, that's right, this is a shader. I can't just do that and find out where it breaks. Okay. Distance from cameras here. Distance fade is used here. Okay, it says using distance fade or something. What if I just remove this? Alright, does this break everything? Let's give a half test. Just hold the VR headset and see if I can... Okay, left eye, I see it. Both eyes I don't. Okay, so randomly pulling something out of the code didn't help. I know this is surprising. Alright. I'm going to have to look at it a little bit more closely. But it's a shame because it looks really good. I like it. It's a good effect. And I have access to like the size of the blades and all that jazz, so it's actually a really good option. The downside is I'm going to have to figure out why it only works in one camera. Geom. That is being used where? Pragma Geom geometry. Pragma acquired geometry. Custom geometry grass. It goes into that. Alright, forward, face up, blade forward, face normal. Camera distance for culling is the first time they talk about cameras. I'm still tempted to believe it has something to do with that. Grass blade geometry. J is smaller than number of glass blades. Grass blades times the distance fade, and the distance fade, it goes in and does all that. The distance fade is 1 minus saturated distance from camera negative. Yeah, so that's clearly what's making it disappear. After width increase height. Segment height with position. Tri-stream. Only does it for one of the two cameras, is what I'm getting here. So I thought just removing that would make it appear, but maybe the Pragma Geom stuff only happens in one of the two cameras? Lights. Distance fade 1 minus saturated mean distance blah blah blah. I think if it's 1 it just appears. So does this break this? No, it is still there. Let's check, but I don't have much faith that that's going to be what's causing this. It might be something a bit more complicated, like geometry shaders only ever work on one camera or something like that. Yeah. It simply doesn't appear. It's actually very close to the issue I was having with the clouds. I had these really cool volumetric clouds for a while, but it would be completely broken in VR because there was two cameras involved.
Okay, let me take a quick look online, but I think this is slowly turning into a more than 2 hours on a Tuesday sort of job. URP or VR. Universal Render Pipeline, compatibility in VR. Post-processing effects are not. I'll move this over so it can be seen on the screen. Physical camera is not. Multi-display, for some reason, is not. I'm not seeing anything about geometry, so that might not even be a concern. Okay. Let's do a quick search. So, geometry shader VR. Geometry shader in VR stereo rendering mode single pass instance. I'm working on a VR project on the HTC Vive. I'm trying to create a line out of a point in Geometry Shader. It works in stereo rendering mode, single pass, but doesn't work in single pass instance in XR settings. Below is the simple... Okay, that seems relatively close. In general, I'm not able to generate a new vertex and calculate the clip. Hey, I had a pretty similar problem. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, but googling around this forum post helped me to handle instance geometry shaders, but doesn't deal with stereo instancing. As there is no official documentation for stereo instancing in geometry shader, but there is for fragment shaders, I ended up trying out Unity macros in order that makes sense until it worked. Okay, I changed a little bit your shader in order to make it work. If I applied a shader to a quad, I see two parallel horizon lines which are rendered in... Okay. And is it a relatively complex thing? It does not look like it. Okay, so max vertex count 2. This is what he did. So if I compare this to the other one, hopefully I'll see the difference. Sure. Let's just grab literally what he made. Go to Notepad++, and we'll put them one over the other and see the difference, I guess. So that is the original one, and underneath we are going to grab this one and see if there's any differences there. Okay, cool. So find next, that's the end of the thing. Cool. So there is already a difference here for some reason. Void geom, aha, point, triangle. I just realized this is a bunch of... What's happening here? Try stream, append vert. Oh, okay, I see. I see. He just abbreviated it for me. Okay, so first things first, instead of using point, he's using triangle, which he can do this for. Input 3. On stream, line stream, triangle stream. So instead of using points and line, he's using triangles. Okay, that's thing number one. Let's see. Our own thing. So if we ignore this, I'm gonna leave that there. You see here we're using points. We're going to want to use triangles. B2G in 1. Input is what we have. He probably changed other things now that I'm looking at it. So where is input? Okay. It's not something he's created. I think he's added some stuff. Ooh. Oh. This is geom frag include unity CG target 4. There's no target here. Okay. Whew. Yeah, this may get mind bendy, and it's something I don't know much about, so I may just be on the verge of breaking absolutely everything. Okay, so void geometry triangle in. I'm going to remove that and write input. Sure. Is that what I want? Am I being dumb? Yes, I am. It's not input, it's input. Okay, in-out triangle stream. Oh, they're actually already using a triangle stream. Okay. Forward rand. Oh, this is going to be a lot of changes, and I don't understand the code enough to do this. G2F vert. Okay. Let's leave in here. There's actually quite a few other changes. B2G vert attributes. Turn out. Unity vertex input instance ID. Oh gosh. B2G. Vertex output stereo I index. Yeah, that might be a little bit out of the 2 hours in an evening sort of work. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to revert everything. Keep this information here for later, and just accept for now that the grass is only visible in one eye. Because yeah, this could easily be like a day of me messing around with trying to figure out what's wrong and how to change it into stereo. Keep this here. Alright, we'll come back to that. I already spent an hour just messing around with this grass, and I want to do some things, essentially. Okay, let's put that aside for now. That could be like the day I have a weekend and a brain to do stuff. Oh look! A circle appeared! That's the circle I was talking about for the brush. I don't know why it wasn't there before, but it's there now. See? It shows you where you paint. Wonderful. Okay. Whatever. I don't know why it's working now. Maybe it was a lighting thing. Whatever. Okay, so we have our grass. We can paint it. It looks pretty good, even in VR. Unfortunately, it isn't stereo. You don't see it in both eyes, which is an issue, but not an issue for today. So I'm going to just kind of spruce up this house a little bit, the exterior of it, or I'm going to attempt to. There's a good chance that I just, you know, make everything much worse than it is now. But we'll find out. That's the joy of game dev, I guess. Okay, I have my reference material. Let's see for house setup for it. There we go. So in the anime, it's relatively boring actually. There's like a little hill behind it. This is really flat, this area here. There seems to be a path going here. That's about all we get. So I'm going to start with that. Just flatten the area around here. It's kind of oval-y shaped, I guess. Maybe it's a square, I'm not sure. I'm going to make a hill behind it, and we'll move on from there. And if it looks good in here and doesn't fit the reference, well, screw it. So I'm going to say over here is where we're going to cut off this. This is paint terrain, paint trees, paint details. I think paint terrain is actually what I want. Yes it is. Okay, grass. And let's lower the brush size. Something like that. We'll just quickly kind of limit this off. Something like that. And something like that. Maybe this has an oval. This little shape. Looks pretty good, I think. Brush size. I'm gonna change this because we're no longer dealing with those kinds of sizes. Here we go. Actually, let's move it up to 50 max. There we go. This off. As such, let's actually like do this. There we go. And that I can flatten out. So let's go up to here. No, I was at the right place. I just don't want paint texture. I want sculpt, perhaps? Bridge, clone, noise, terrace, erosion effects, set height. Whatever height this is. Brush size, height, world. Oh, this is way too big. Brush strength, brush size, back. Let's just bring that back down. Brush size up to a max of 50. Okay, Okay, so this is actually 0. It's not so bad. It's not what we want, but it's not so bad. So let's lower that down. Oh no. Okay. I had an issue with the grass in the past, and I was worried I did it again, but no. Okay, so 0 world height, let's make it -1, perhaps? That's -1. Okay. Minus 0.1. That's still a little bit too high. 0.2. Yeah. Yeah, that's the height I'm looking for. So all of this area here, all of this kind of dirt area, we're going to flatten it out. As such. There we go. And then we have a really flat ground. And the next thing I'm going to do is everything else actually around it should be around that height, now that I think of it. Something like that. There we go. Something like that. There we go. And now I poop open my reference. And it's like in a view kind of like this. Actually, the dirt area can go further out here. So let's get the paint textures. Like dirt. Like dirt. Okay, like dirt. And just go around like this. There we go. Got a nice little texture thing going here. It's pretty good from what I'm seeing. A little bit less here. Okay, and now right behind this, right behind the dirt area, we have like a little hill going. So let's go to sculpt, bridge clone, noise, no, effects, erosion, raise and lower terrain is probably what I'm going to want. We do not want a brush size that's that big. Am I currently crashed? No. What's going on? Ooh, what's going on? Okay. What that was about. 50. And if I go to brush size 50, what does it give me? Well, that's way too big actually. 30? Something like that, yeah. Then I can like raise this a little bit. And that's actually pretty good. Let's just add some more bumps back here. We're going to smooth this out as well. I didn't want something that was pure roundness, but I am going to smooth that out. Here we go. So we got this. We can add some more bumps over that direction. Just kind of spread it out a little bit. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and smooth height. Not that big. Once again, I don't know why it's doing this. 50 at max. Here we go. Like that. Yeah. Now I have a little hill behind my house. And there are no trees on that hill, and behind the hill we have other stuff. Cool. So that is pretty good. Next thing I'm going to want to do is just kind of smooth this little area out as well. I may want to raise this actually. Okay, so let's have a raise and lower. Make this smaller. Just do this as well. There we go, and smooth, and I'm gonna have the same issue, no? Something like that. That's a bit bumpy. Okay. Cool. So we now have a little bit of a more uh, flat area to work with. So I think that'll be pretty good. Okay, we got our little hill behind it, we got this here. Alright, that's 2 things down, possibly 3. I'm going to go into my to-do list, fix grass. I'm going to put 2 stars and say fix shader foregrass. There we go. And let's add some grass in actually, now that we have everything set up for that. Terrain tool, stack filter, sure. We do not need that. We're going to go to grass. We're going to add some grass. So let's just go over here and do a little test. Oops, right click is adding the grass. So I've already decided that this grass is way too big. So what we're going to do is just clear mesh, and I'm going to continue clicking clear mesh because for some reason the geometry grass painter, when I do undo, it does not like that, and it causes me a lot of issues. So I'm going to go here and just lower the length of the grass. So you can do that. Oops. So I have my length of grass. The issue with making it smaller is, of course, now it's too wide for its length. So let's lower that. Add some more. There we go. Cool. I think that might still be too wide. Ooh. No, that's not good. Midway maybe? Okay, that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do here is just raise the brush size, raise the density a little bit, and just go wild. Whee! Whee! Okay, like that. A little bit over here, a little bit over here, a little bit there, and just put this a little bit everywhere. So just the first pass, have some grass in a little bit everywhere that we can see in VR and such, and let's put it for sure on this hill. Here we go. Here we go. Let's put a lot of grass. And good. That is number 1. Number 2, we're going to actually put it a little bit yellow and just make little spots here and there of like yellower grass. Like that. Kind of like it's been burnt a little bit more in the sun. And we're going to have a little bit bluer grass, which should give the impression that like this is a little bit darker area. I don't know how it's going to look when I get closer because everything looks orangey red right now at this height. But in my tests earlier today, while trying to do grass, this particular shader of grass that I'm using, it gave me a pretty good effect. Okay, we're gonna have slightly taller grass as well. Just bunches here and there, here, over there, over here, and some lighter grass as well. Let's just paint it in real quick. Just give it a little bit of randomness. We're also going to have some shorter grass. Maybe a little bit bluer shorter grass as well. Just have this here along the edges. Like that. Okay. Cool. Just patch some of these in. And it won't be perfect, but it might be pretty good. Okay. Let's go ahead and save project, and we're going to go into VR and give it a quick look. Yeah, this grass just grows underneath the ground for some reason. So what I can do is do a little cheeky thing, stick my head underground here, and just raise it slightly. Oh, does really? Okay. -2. Oh, that's Z. I'm sorry. I want Y. So yeah, that goes way up. 0.1. There we go. That should be on top of the ground a little bit more. It's not perfect, but good. Okay. Quick save. Let's take a look, and unfortunately am aware that, you know, I won't be able to see it out of one eye, but you guys will be able to see it just fine. So let's go ahead. Here we go. So, how do I feel about the grass? It's a good thing I'm testing it. Okay, so I don't know if, when you're in it, it's very nice though. I don't know if you guys can see it in my screen, but on my end, up close, this grass looks amazing. You want to bend down and touch it. It's great. Further away, starting like, let's say around this distance onwards, it's too thin. It's too thin, and it's flickering all over the place, which is something I realized would be a problem as well. There are ways around it. What I could do, there's quite a few fixes. I understand enough about the shaders to know that what I could do is have it based off its distance from the cameras, soon to be cameras. I could make them become fatter, and I can slowly move them into the ground, and then past a certain distance I just remove them completely, or they just don't spawn these geometry meshes. I think that would be the best, because then when you look out into the distance, it kind of gives a bit of a blur effect in that, you know, they kind of mesh together a little bit more, and at a certain distance all you'll see is like the rolling hills. I could also do it so that the saturation of it, or the alpha channel maybe, kind of diminishes over time. I'm not sure about that, but that's a lot of shader work, and I'm not doing that tonight. However, yeah, from close up, they look great. They look absolutely. Maybe I can try to bend over here for a second. Like, you sit down this, and it looks a little fake, but
you can tell right away you're sitting in grass. It's pretty cool feeling. Mostly with the random bits of grass that are slightly longer. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It's quite nice. And with the underlying like grass texture, it's not too much of an issue. So this is one of the methods I could go about fixing the grass issue, quote unquote. And then mixing that in with different ground textures so that in the distance where we don't have grass, we'll still have the impression of there being, you know, variations in color and such. But I'm not too happy. I'm not 100% happy with this grass texture. It looks really cool, but it's not as good as it could be. The other thing I could do is what I was thinking originally, where I just make meshes of grass and these semicircles, and then I could use like a level of detail in the distance to have it kind of mess around. I'm not sold in either direction right now, but I do think that what it currently is better than what we had. It's an improvement. As for the homestead, stand back up here. Yeah, it's kind of glitchy off into distance because of the pixelation in the VR headset. That's not the end of the world though. As for the having things a little bit more flat, I like this. I like this a lot. I like the result. I just realized there's some grass on the I'll have to remove that on the top there. But I like it flatter like this. I think for the rest of the stream today, I'm just going to kind of decorate the homestead a little bit. And like this little area here, dirty area, and not worry too much about the grass for now. That'll be something I can come back to. So let's take this back off. There we go. So yeah, for now, for the next half hour, I'm just gonna see what kind of decorations came with the pack that I'm using. See if I can decorate stuff. Ooh. Yeah, every time there's one thing you can see in one screen and one thing you can't see in another in VR, it's a bit much. Okay, for the grass, I'm just gonna leave it there for now. It's not exactly where it could be, but it's not bad. Okay, let's move on. So, home area. What do we have? Prefabs, inventory items, blah blah blah. Suntail Village is what I'm looking into, and we have building modules, buildings, combined environments, which looks pretty good. What do we have? An anvil, some apples. I could put an anvil down. Ooh, that's a big anvil. Let's have our anvil. No, let's not have an anvil. Don't replace. We have apples, we have bags, a barrel, a bed. Ooh, actually, I'm kind of sold on the bed. Just a quaint little bed. Let's have this like in the corner over here. Snug it up against the wall there. Snuggle, snuggle. Put that over here. There we go. What else do we have? We have a boat. We don't have water, so no boat. Boiler. Oh. Okay. bonfire. Maybe we made a little campfire at some point. There we go, sure. Some books. Books could be good in the house. Box. Bridge center, bridge pieces. We have candles. I could put some candles up, I guess. Let's put some candles up. As such, right over the dining table there. Oh, I could actually put a bonfire in here. Not quite, eh? No. No bonfire there. Let's see, what else can we get? Cart. Wouldn't want to bring stuff into town, maybe. Have this behind the house. Oh man, this is absolutely huge. That's a person. I guess it would be carrying these boxes, so it makes a certain amount of sense, but they're still a little bit big. Just gonna shrink that a little bit there. That might feel a little bit better. Sure. Bonfire. We can make that this one. There we go. Case and foods. Chair, chandelier, chest, commode. Could have that in the bedroom. Could have that over here. There we go. Oh jeez, so big. There we go, and spin this around. Let's make that 90 degrees. For some reason we made things really lined up. There we go. Move this over here. So you can have a little commode here. Cupboard. Fence. Horns. Ladder. A lamp. Lantern. Logs. I guess I could put some logs in the fireplace even if they're not lit up. Oops, not these ones though. Log number 2. Is that the one I wanted? Jeez. They're so big. Okay, let's just pile these in, and it doesn't matter if it flips a little bit. Picture, we can have some pictures. There we go. Rotate that in this direction, so minus 90. That's pretty good. Rack, shelves. Have some shelves. Right over here, why not? Shop. Okay. Smelter, table, tomato, wash tub. I have no idea where. Oh, that could be outside though. You know, sometimes you just you just want to be at home, take a little bath out in the open with this view. Board. Have a well maybe. There we go. What else do we have? Environments, effects, mountains, nature. Oh, okay. Have some bushes. Bushes are pretty nice. Let's have some under here. Oh, we have grass. Aha! This is what I was talking about. It's Jen if you're still listening. So instead of just using these billboard things, what this person in the scene was doing was just using these in the prefab scene. They were just using these circles of grass and just place them everywhere. And the effect is That's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. What else do we have? We have another grass, some longer grass. And I think because they're made a bit differently, they might actually come out better in VR. We got some stones. We got some stones. Let's add some stones. A stone over here. Stick it half in the ground. Like this. Maybe it's a little bit like this. Stick it down. As such. Stone, stone, more stones. I'll put some of these like over here. Just the edge there. Duplicate them. Move some more over here. Rotate them. Resize a little bit. There we go. These are slightly bigger. We got flowers. Nice. Let's add some flowers. Yeah. Oh, flowers would be a nice addition, actually. Just kind of swaying in the breeze. Some purple flowers over here. Oops. Where is it? Where are my flowers? Uh-oh. There we go. I think. No, I didn't select it. Darn, I lost my flowers. Okay, we'll add some more flowers. Rotate them slightly. Yeah. Oops. Mixing up some flowers and some grass would be pretty good. So if we like add the grass as well. I might do that. I might simply do that instead of trying to do some fancy shader stuff. Like I said, don't get me wrong, shader really cool. It looks nice. But yeah, it's going to be difficult, I think, to fix these issues with the VR and stuff. So I might just default to using like grass meshes all over the place. What else do we have? Oh, we have the grass from here. We only have one type of grass, unfortunately. Oh well. Okay, I'm going to remove the grass. I'm going to remove the grass and add in textures. And add in grass like this instead. Got some longer grass here. Maybe rotate it a little bit. There we go. And we'll have some shorter grass there. Here we go. I'm actually going to test this in VR as well. The results, what it looks like, and if it feels better than the other grass and such. What it looks like at a distance as well. I better put one out here. Alright, I'll test that. I think that might just be a better option for us right now to use these clumps of grass like that. Alright, let's take a look in VR. My headset is on. And I might, because it's using a texture, that grass, I can simply change the texture for if I don't like the shape. Okay. Well, first thing, I can actually see the grass with both of my eyes, which is nice. Um, you know what? It doesn't bother me all that much. The fact that it's rounded. And if I look at it off in the distance, it disappears. It already has an LOD on it that calls it at a certain distance. Okay. Alright. Cool. So, if I go over here, how do I feel about this cart? It doesn't feel so big in the end. I thought it would feel like super big, but having scaled it down a little bit, it's quite nice. Nice little fireplace. I'm not convinced about this well. It feels a bit off. The rocks, maybe I'll add some more rocks. It isn't a bad effect. In the house, I like the portrait. Oh, I like that there's wood in there. I may want to rework this, use the same texture, but like properly do it. Or make a new one that's actually like in the anime. Stop turning, please. Thank you. Chandelier thing is nice. See a little bedroom. So I got my commode here and a bed over here. Oh no, it fits in quite snugly. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of space. I thought it would be cramped, but it's not bad. Having a window here would be nice. Okay, okay. Hello, door. Okay. So yeah, I think this is the way to go for the grass, to be honest. The other, like, procedurally generated grass, well, it wasn't quite procedurally generated, but you know what I mean. Like, the other grass that I was just, like, painting it down on the ground. It was quite nice. In how much control I had over it, but in VR it wasn't giving me the best results because of the only working in like my left eye and not my right eye. So yeah, I don't think I'll go down that route. I think this is the easiest route for me right now. What else? This up? Oops. I can still put it in. Yeah. I fixed my thing. Put that in. Take the fish. Put that in. Here we go. I like the hills. Wow, I forgot I did this. I flattened this out and I made the hills. The hills look good. The hills feel proper. They look like proper hills. Compared to a lot of the tests I did in the past where I tried to make hills, this works. Let's go visit them. There we go, getting a bit sick. Yeah, and they kind of fade off into the forest. That's pretty good. So I can like decide one day to head off into the forest and just be like, cut down this tree with my fish, as you do. Okay. The house needs more work. I know I tried to follow like the reference material in the anime, but from this direction it looks fine because there's a lot going on, but from the side and the back it looks really plain. and very 3D, like very repetitive. There's not enough things to, not enough like things that are different about it. Essentially, it's too repetitive. All right, I think this is good for tonight. Might add a little bit more grass, or try to use the tool that I was talking about in the terrain to like place these down faster, so I don't have to place it all by hand. Same for the flowers, because the flowers add something. It's quite nice. And I think I'll call it here for tonight. Here we go. Turn this off. Take everything off once more. Alright, let's try to add these grass. Ugh. Let's try to add this grass as a terrain element, whatever it's called. Well, I'm glad I made it even if the last few minutes. Yeah! Hey Al! That's alright. You didn't miss that much. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I flattened out the terrain a little bit, added a hill behind the house. That came out quite well. I did some tests with grass. I was doing these testing grass shaders earlier today, and made by another YouTuber, and I tried to put it in VR, but I found that this grass shader, just like the cloud shader that I had previously, it doesn't like the fact that I have essentially two cameras with the VR, so I was only seeing it out of one eye. In the end, it looks like I'm going down a different route. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm doing pretty well considering like I'm working 2 hours a week on this. Let's just grab all of this and put it into props as well. I'm going to go ahead and attempt what I was saying. So in here, paint details, we're going to add a new detail mesh. We're going to add grass. Grass 1. LODs is not supported. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh. Grass is not supported, so it's not going to allow me because it has LODs on it. Alright. Things rely on billboarding, look wonky in VR sometimes. I know the problem with clouds. I've seen it before. Well, I'm glad you got some grass that works. Yep. Yeah. I had a really cool cloud plugin that looked amazing and had like a day and night cycle, and when the sun set, not only did it have a moon, but it had like stars and all that stuff, and it looked great. But yeah, it didn't play ball with the VR, and I tried to contact the guy who had made it, and he was telling me that he wasn't very well versed in shaders for VR, so which is understandable. I just looked it up earlier, how you do it differently, and it seems a little complicated, at least more complicated enough for me not to want to get into. I was going to get grass. This. Let's kill the LOD on this. Same for grass 2. Grass 2 doesn't have an LOD. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to this. I can add this. Add texture mesh. I am still looking. If you have something good for my skybox and clouds and stuff, mostly if it's compatible with like time of day, which is something I wanted to add eventually, that'd be great. Woo! I mean, it works, but Jesus. Opacity. Okay. It's much bigger than I anticipated. Wow! That's a lot of mesh. Target strength? Which one of this is? Okay, well, I'm definitely interested. Mostly if it's something that I can drag in quite easily. I guess I could just do this. Oh, that's gonna be so heavy, isn't it? Surprisingly, it's not that bad. I think the plugin is called Polyverse Skies. It's by Boxphobic for sure. They have 2 plugins. I have used both in VR and they work great. Oh, very cool. I am actually going to grab that suggestion and put it here beside, well, under clouds. Like literally your words, so I remember it. I'll look into that maybe next time then. Because yeah, the sky is really bare, so it'd be great if I had that. Flower? They do have LOD. Okay, so flower is purple. Just remove the LOD. I think the terrain has an LOD thing anyway, so he says. Add the purple flowers. Add the yellow flowers. And we're going to just kind of just add some flowers in here and there. A lot of purple over there. Maybe a little bit over here. And some nice yellow, mostly in these kind of yellow patches. Yeah, it handles day, night, stars, clouds with simple cloud motion, has low poly aesthetic, but it would work. That might still be better than nothing, so I might go with that. And yeah, if they don't use... The issue with the clouds, I think, is that they were using the geometry pass, I think is the word, I might be wrong. Which we're using essentially just one camera when they should have been using 2 cameras to do that pass. If we have something that's essentially low poly aesthetic, I could do some, without actually moving the geometry, just doing like a vertex shader pass where like add tessellation or something and just kind of make it look a little bit nicer, or have the normals be more rounded or something. Also, when the stream is done, look up Wacky Invaders Prologue. I put out the trailer. Oh, very cool. I will look into that. Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, let's... You know what? I like this grass. I like this grass. This is good grass. I'm going to test it. So when did you come in, Al? Did you see the full kind of tour of what I was doing, or did you just arrive at the end when I was taking off my goggles, my headset? Oh man, I just realized this grass shader has like, is using a noise map or something for the colors, and it's great. Yeah, I saw the tour. Okay, cool. Alright, then I'll just end the stream with a little look at my grass. I want to see what it looks like in VR and if the performance is quite good. It seems fine, but we'll see. I was there for about 10 minutes before I said hello. Oh, okay. Alright, putting my goggles on. Go. And go into VR. Here we go. Let everything load in. Oh yes. The wind might be a little intense, and I don't know why I have flowers there, but it looks pretty freaking cool. It's so fluffy. Like, I don't know if it looks as fluffy as it looks on the screen as it looks in VR, but oh yes. Okay, the wind's intensity needs to chill. It's a little too windy, but the effect is great. This is a bit of an issue though. So, because the mesh is essentially like a circle, it's not taking the incline of the slope into account, so it's just sticking like this and it's making like rings. That is a bit of an issue. There might be a way to just tell it to follow the normal of the plane that it's on. But other than that, like over here, oops, turn it this way. This is great. I feel like I'm in a field now. This is great. I'm actually curious if I put some on the... I'll do this while I'm running it. I'm sorry if this gets a little bit dizzying for anyone. Here we go. So if I go here... Oh, I can't do it while it's running. Darn. Okay, I want to see if you put it far away, if it still works. Like, at what point does it clip out, essentially? Let's have a big brush, just make a line. Okay, it does go away after a while. So I could do like this all over the place. And then if I go into VR, I definitely want to see it in VR. At some point I'll like put this online and you can take a look for yourself. So, I have a line going out. I'm not holding my hand. I have a line going out that way. It does eventually just clip off, which is perfect. I did want some amount of LODing going on, so that like at a certain distance it just goes away. No, this is great. This is the solution, I think. These circles of grass. I should have trusted my gut and gone with this from the start. Just lower the wind is the main concern, and make sure it follows the slope. And I think this will be great. All right, let me just quickly see. Edit details. Edit. If whole edge padding, noise seed, max height, min height. Oh, I didn't even realize I had these options in here. Controls how far away object detail are from the edge of the whole area. Okay, that's not what I want. So it looks like out of the box I can't have it follow the normal, which is a bit of a pain. I may look into it more. Maybe I'm just not seeing it right now. Alright, however, with that, it is now officially past 9, so I'm going to call it for tonight. I'm so happy about this grass. It looks great. The effect is exactly what I had in mind. Very, very cool. Alright, to anyone still listening, thank you for coming. And I'm probably going to be doing this again next week, Tuesday, starting around 7, as I do. So, goodbye!